Good morning, and welcome to the third season of Political Paula. And of course, we will always have Political Paula incorrect as well on certain days. Days that I hope will make you relax and be a little bit more lighthearted and walk away with a chuckle and a laugh instead of a tear and a heavy heart. Sadly, today we have to discuss what has been going on in our country the last 2 weeks. And it is with a heavy heart that we have to start the season this way. I had not intended for my first show to have to focus on the kind of hate we have seen in our country with the mail bombings to Democrats from an obviously fanatical Trump supporter. Now remember, did you hear what I just said? I said a fanatical Trump supporter. Someone who has taken his obsession with Donald Trump to the nth degree. Much like the man who shot Ronald Reagan because he was obsessed with the actress Jodie Foster. While I do believe that Donald Trump holds some of the blame for the things that he says to his supporters, the things that he encourages in his supporters, that all the Democrats are mobs and they're wrong and they're evil people and they're trying to mess up our country, well, that plays into it. But normal, sane, normal human beings, Trump supporters, don't buy into that. Most of the people that I know who support Donald Trump would never threaten the physical safety of someone who disagrees with their politics. Because that's not how Americans do things. That's not how human beings do things. In America, if we disagree politically, we speak on shows like this. We debate respectfully. And we vote. We vote. We don't send bombs in the mail to people whose only crime is to disagree with our political party. We don't do that. But this guy did do that. And then, of course, we have the horrible Saturday massacre at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh. And those people who were killed, the only crime that they committed was they went to their synagogue to pray. And they were causing no harm whatsoever to the monster who was so filled with hate 15 miles away. They weren't hurting him in any way, shape, or form. And yet he decided that his hatred was so deep for people he had never met that they deserved to die at his hand. The circle of hate is something that I'm familiar with. I have been hated on by the best of them, actually the worst of them, because they were pretty easy to get rid of. I have actually been threatened. My physical safety has been threatened because I wrote something about a swimming pool being open for 2 extra weeks in the summer when the children weren't there to enjoy it, so the adults could. That started this campaign against me. I dared to lose 50 pounds, and all of a sudden, people who used to be my friend or liked me didn't want to talk to me anymore. And that may all sound, kind of weird to you. Well, what does she know? Well, you didn't read some of these posts I got, some of these comments I got. Calling me a stupid bitch, calling me a cunt. Yes, I said it. See, girls are allowed to say it. You're just not allowed to call another girl that. People calling me an ignorant, barren bitch. Heartless. For stupid things. And they hated me because of things that I wasn't even about to change about myself. They hated me because of the way I looked, because I got thin. They hated me because of my political opinions that were different from theirs. And they hated me because maybe in a way I was willing to stand up for myself. You know, they say that cowards hide behind keyboards, and many do. And so I decided when I started this show almost 2 years ago now, it's unbelievable, that I was no longer going to just be a keyboard person. I wasn't just going to be a blogger, because that was too easy for me. I was going to put my face out there, and I was going to talk to you guys, invite you into my home, and talk to you, not preach to you. I was going to talk to you about things going on in our world, in our country that we share as human beings, as American citizens. Give you my opinions and thoughts on those issues, and then I would go to school. I would read your comments, and sometimes I disagree with you. Other times I agree, but I always learn. And some of you have sent me the best compliment of all, that you learned from me. That's amazing. Because I'm not a teacher. I'm just a 53-and-a-half-year-old woman. Actually 53 and 3/4 now. Birthday's coming up sooner rather than later. And I sit here and I talk to you. And I never want any of you to think that what I'm talking about is somehow degrading you in any way, or your beliefs, or your politics. I'm simply voicing a difference of opinion. But never in my wildest dreams have I ever disagreed with someone to the point where I wanted to physically harm them in any way. And believe me, again, I've dealt with the best. One woman, and I'll never forget her, Jen Anna. Some of you who are watching this will remember good old Jen Anna. She has long been blocked and reported to Facebook because she did worse. But the one thing she did do that I thought was hysterical was she superimposed my face. She copied and pasted. It's not hard. Even I can do it. She put my face on the picture of the Wicked Witch of the West, the original, Margaret Hamilton. Gosh, I'm such a fan of hers. She was the best. Nobody does the Wicked Witch like Margaret Hamilton. And I took it as a compliment. And the way I fought that hatred that this woman had for me, this woman I have never met, I thought, wow, if she took the time to not only watch my show, hate it so much that she would take the time to copy and paste my picture on the Wicked Witch of the West, I'll go with it. Let's do it. I put it as my profile picture for a month. And now, yes, I dress as the Wicked Witch of the West. I have my Halloween costume for the rest of my life. And I'm good at it. I was at a party this past weekend and I did the Wicked Witch of the West. People asked me if I was an actress. I'm like, well, back in the day. So again, I've been hated on. And let's talk about hate. Hate is not something anyone is born with. Hate is learned. And it's learned in two ways. It is learned, first of all, by the people who are responsible for raising us. We hear hate, we learn hate around the dining room table. And some of us, sadly enough, learn hate in church. Not necessarily does it come out as hate, but it comes out as we don't approve of this. The LGBTQ community. Many people from the pulpit, priests and pastors, preach from the pulpit that the LGBT community are not people of God, that God doesn't like them much, and that we shouldn't either if we attend their church. Jews, and this is interesting. I have told you many times about the church that I was raised in, the Greek Orthodox Church in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. where we were told that Jews they're not Christians, they're not going to be welcome in heaven because they don't believe that Jesus Christ was the Son of God and our Savior. And they go so far as to refuse to marry a Greek Orthodox Christian to a Jewish person unless the Jewish person is willing to give up their religion and become one of us, one of the right people, the true people. Funny thing is, the Jews will tell you they are the chosen people. But we learn somehow, even from church, where we're supposed to be preached peace, messages of peace, love, acceptance. And I'm going to do a show later in this season about the difference between acceptance and tolerance, which I will suggest to you, we shouldn't be striving for tolerance. Because tolerance means that you somehow are dealing with something, but you don't really want to. We tolerate a certain amount of pain if we exercise. We'll tolerate it. It's not pleasant, though. So I'm going to do a show about that. That's going to be, I think, a real talker. We're going to get a lot of comments on that one. We also learn hate through experience. And this is something we can almost understand. If I am a white person and a black man robs me, there is a chance that I may say or feel justified saying, I was robbed by a black person. I hate all black people. But what if I had been robbed by a white person? I mean, have you seen my face? Am I now supposed to say because a white person robbed me or a white person raped me, I hate all white people? What do black people do? A black person is robbed by a black person. Do they now hate all black people, including members of their own family? If a gay person has a bad experience with another gay person, do they now hate all gay people? It's going to make life a little unpleasant, a little awkward. I submit to you that those who say, well, I hate gays because I had a gay come on to me in a bar. I'm like, okay, you had one gay person who came on to you in a bar. You know what that makes that gay person? An asshole. And if a heterosexual woman or man had come on to you in the bar, would you be talking trash about all heterosexuals? Of course not. Most people who commit sexual harassment are heterosexual. Do we now say, oh my God, I was sexually harassed by a white heterosexual man. I hate all white heterosexual men. But it's so much easier to say, I had one bad experience with a gay person, with a black person, with a Puerto Rican person, and now I hate them all. After 9/11, some in this country declared war not on terrorists, not on fanatical Islam. They declared war on all Muslim people, including their neighbors. And do you know what's happening in Pittsburgh right now? There could be no two different religions than the Jewish religion and the Muslim religion. And the Muslim community in Pittsburgh has raised over $100,000 for the victims and their families. And the Muslim community leaders stood up and said, if you need any one of us to stand outside your synagogue on Saturday morning and protect you, you just make a call. We'll be there. Not because we practice the same religion. They couldn't be more different. But because we're all human beings. We're human beings. And we never condone the loss of human life simply because someone practices a different religion or belongs to a different political party or supports this candidate or that candidate or is thin, or is fat, white, black, purple, yellow, oriental. It shouldn't matter. We all bleed red. And this monster, this dude, I hope he gets to watch in jail what he has done. Remember this, if you remember nothing, from the Pittsburgh synagogue, from the Tree of Life in Pittsburgh Saturday morning. Please remember this, that hate that monster took into that synagogue disintegrated the second he was removed from it. Actually, it disintegrated the second he fired his first shot. He was trying to spread hatred, anti-Semitism, and what he ended up doing was throwing his own life down the toilet. He threw his own life away. He's going to rot in prison for the rest of his life and possibly receive the death penalty. And if he's watching TV right now, expecting people to applaud him, well, he's going to be very disappointed. Instead, what has happened is not only did the Jewish community come closer together. Yes, 11 people lost their lives. 11 family members have been changed forever. 11 families have been changed forever. But they have been lifted up. And they haven't only been lifted up by Jews. They've been lifted up by everybody, by humanity. Christians, atheists, the LGBTQ community, blacks, whites, Muslims, Italians, Greeks. Everybody is willing to help any way we can. Pittsburgh is in all our hearts. I live up the street from a Jewish synagogue, and there was a beautiful ceremony there on Saturday night. Usually that ceremony is conducted in private homes. It's the end of Shabbat. But this rabbi said, I want to open it up in the synagogue to support Pittsburgh. Everybody is a Pittsburgher right now. And to be honest with you, just about everybody in this country is a Jew. We stand with our Jewish brothers and sisters in humanity. Hate will never win. And that's the lesson we should be teaching our children. You can hate somebody with every breath in your body. You can throw your life away hating them. But your hate is never going to trump the love that will surround these people when they become your victim. You will never feel love as long as you hate. And what a shame. Decent people have been completely destroyed by hatred of people they will never meet, they have never met. Of wanting to kill people they have never met. For the stupidest of reasons. Because of a perceived violation. When all these people are doing is exactly what the person who hates is doing. Going about their daily lives, living their lives. This monster in Pittsburgh has never had a brush with the law. Never. And now, his life is over. All due to hate. If you want to look at a fellow human being and say, that is my enemy because they practice a religion I don't agree with, or that is my enemy because they vote differently than I do, because they're different than me in any way, who's really getting hurt? You are, the hater. Because hate is what actually destroys not the people who are hated. Because what I just said, You don't even know these people. You can hate them, but they don't know you. They don't know you hate them until you point a gun in their face and shoot them. You're the one who is being ruined by this hate. These beautiful lives lost on Saturday, they feel no pain. They will never feel pain again. They're free. They're free of hate and only feel love. And their families, while they will mourn their death, will only feel love from people they've never met. And you, the hater, you are going to feel pain every day for the rest of your natural life. Was it worth it? Is any of it worth it? That's the show, guys. Tomorrow I will have a special Friday show, which I hope will actually be a little bit more lighthearted and leave you ready for a safe, peaceful, hate-free, happy weekend. I can't wait to read your comments. I still have some comments from over the summer to catch up on. And next week we will do 3 shows. I will do a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday show next week. And I am so pleased to say that I was live with the pastor, singing chaplain, Chris Adams, live on Facebook yesterday. And oh my gosh, it was so much fun. So I hope to do some more of that too. So if you have a live video you want me to be a guest, talk to my agent. Just kidding. Just send me a personal message and I'll see if I can put you on my calendar. For now, for the first time this season, let's do it. Love shows and grows, and please love more than you hate. Love shows and grows, and Political Paula is out.